beloved, money is not a ghost that drifts without substance. It is not a stranger that may or may not notice you. Money is a living vibration, a current of divine energy clothed in form. And vibration always answers the one who calls it clearly. Just as a beloved child turns when their name is spoken with love, so does money respond when you call it by the name you have chosen for it in spirit. When you speak vaguely, you summon vaguely. But when you speak with clarity, with certainty, with the precision of one who knows the law, you set the unseen into exact motion on your behalf. Most people cry out, "I need more money." But more could be a coin shining on the pavement. More could be a single note of currency resting in change. The law of supply is precise, and it delivers exactly what is pictured, decreed, and held in the mind. And if the picture is blurred, the result will be blurred. I tell you, beloved, you have never been denied. Your decree has simply been too faint for the law to read. The universe is waiting for you to speak the number, to form the picture, to claim the blessing as though it were already in your hand. In the invisible storehouse of God there are molds for 100, molds for 1,000, molds for 100,000, and molds for millions. Each one already exists, waiting for the hand of faith to pick it up and declare, "This one is mine." Beloved soul, pause with me here. If this message has touched you, I invite you, declare your wish in the comments below. Speak it boldly, write the figure, the vision, and let it be witnessed. Your decree will not only move the unseen law, but will ripple through the hearts of those who read it. And if you feel guided, like this message and share it, that more may learn to call their good by name. If you desire 5,000, see 5,000. Hold it in the mind's eye until it becomes familiar, like the face of a friend. Speak it aloud. Be divine right, under grace and in perfect ways. I call forth 5,000. Now your decree is the claim ticket. Your faith is the hand that redeems it. When you say the amount, do not tremble. Do not glance at your bank account to measure if it is possible. Faith does not measure by present resources. Faith measures by God's resources, and those have no limit. The only limit, dear one, is the mold you dare to hold. If you lift a thimble of belief, a thimble shall be filled. But if you lift a bucket, a vault, a treasury in your imagination, heaven will see to it that it overflows. Remember always, this is not a game of greed, but a practice of clarity. Just as when you order a garment, you give the exact size so it may fit, you must give the law the exact size of your need. So your supply arrives in perfect measure, without lack, without waste, and without delay. So today I call you to step out of the shadow of vague asking. Stand in the clear light of divine specificity. Name your good, picture it. Speak it as one who already possesses it. For the very moment you do, the law begins to move. Not tomorrow, not when it seems possible, but now. Beloved, vague asking is like sending a letter with no address. It floats, it drifts, unable to reach you. You say, "I want to be rich." And the law asks, "What does rich mean to you?" The universe is not withholding. It is simply waiting for your order form to be complete. The power is not in wishing but in defining. When you give the exact figure, you hand the law a blueprint, and heaven can build without delay. Clarity is the password to manifestation. Without it, even the most passionate desire drifts in fog. The law does not guess, it obeys. When your word is clear, the return is clear. When your word is exact, the return is exact. So I urge you, beloved, dare to decree. Dare to call your money by name. Declare it as though heaven itself is listening. For heaven always is. Beloved, now that you have seen how the law responds with precision to the name you call, let us walk further into the mystery until it is no mystery at all. For truth once seen is no longer hidden, and law once understood is no longer a riddle, but a staff in your hand, a light at your feet. Money, beloved, is not your master but your servant. It is not the mountain before you, but the shadow of a mountain that dissolves when you turn on the light. When you fear money, you place it on a throne that does not belong to it. When you chase money, you make it an idol and yourself a beggar. But when you name money, when you call it in the language of faith and love, you restore it to its rightful place, a servant of spirit, a tool of good, a faithful messenger that brings to you what you have decreed in the invisible. I say to you now, the unseen is the storehouse of all supply, and your decree is the key that opens its doors. Think of the tailor's shop, filled with garments in every size. The robe for a king, the cloak for a child, the simple garment for a laborer. Each one already cut and waiting to be claimed. The tailor does not weep when you ask for the robe. He smiles, for it is already there. So it is with God's infinite abundance. The molds exist, the garments are prepared. All that remains is for you to declare the size of your garment and stretch out the hand of faith to receive. The power of the exact word, beloved. Words are not mere sounds upon the air. Words are seeds clothed in vibration, carrying the pattern of what they declare. When you speak a vague word, you scatter vague seed, and the harvest is as faint as the planting. But when you speak an exact word, you plant a seed that the soil of the unseen must honor with an exact harvest. A farmer does not throw grain upon the ground and say, "Something good may grow." He chooses wheat or corn or barley, and he knows that the field will yield after its kind. So must you be with your decrees. Do not say, "Something good shall come." Say, "This exact sum, this exact blessing, comes to me now in perfect ways." For the law is fertile, but it is not guessing, it is precise. Let me give you a parable. A woman once came to me and said, "Florence, I have prayed for money, but only small sums come to me." I asked her, "What sum have you declared?" She said, "I simply said, I want more." I smiled and told her, "Then heaven has given you exactly what you asked. More may be a penny on the street, a coin in your pocket, a note from a friend. The law is exact. It has fulfilled your request." I instructed her to decree, with faith and clarity, "Be divine right, I call forth $500 under grace, in perfect ways." Within weeks, the sum came into her hand, through channels she had not imagined. The law had been waiting not for her effort, but for her clarity. Beloved, this is the law. It is not swayed by pleading. It is not moved by despair. It is obedient only to faith wrapped in precision. The spoken word is trumpet. In the beginning, the Word was with God, and the Word was God. Notice, beloved, it was not the thought alone. It was the word spoken. The vibration that carries across the void and shapes the unseen into form. Your decree must be spoken, not whispered in the secret chamber of thought, but declared aloud with the authority of one who knows they are heir to the infinite. When you name your money silently, you plant a seed beneath the soil. When you speak it aloud, you water that seed with living sound, and it begins to stir. Speak it in the morning as the light rises. Speak it at night as the world grows still. Speak it as naturally as you breathe, until your whole being is clothed in the vibration of your decree. Beloved, do not be timid in speaking your amount. The timid soul whispers, "Perhaps, if it is not too much, a small sum may come," and heaven answers timidly, faintly, slowly. But the bold soul declares, $10,000 now comes to me, under grace, in perfect ways. And the universe bends to deliver, for it cannot resist the clear vibration of unwavering faith. The picture in the mind, beloved, a decree without a picture is like a seed cast upon stone. It has no soil in which to root. The mind must hold the image as clearly as the lips speak the word. When you declare $5,000, see it written upon a check, signed and addressed to you. See it printed upon the screen of your bank account. See it as crisp notes placed in your hand. The unseen responds to the picture you hold most vividly. What you imagine with clarity, the law must develop. Just as a camera captures what is before its lens, the law captures what is before your inner eye. If the picture is blurred, the print will be blurred. If the picture is sharp, the print will be sharp. Practice this daily, beloved. In the morning, close your eyes and see your sum. At night, before sleep, let the last image in your mind be that of your named money in your possession. As the seed rests in the dark soil, so will your image rest in the soil of the subconscious, and it will sprout in the light of day. The power of feeling, but hear me well, a picture without feeling is lifeless. A decree without emotion is like a lamp without current. You may build the lamp with care, but unless the current flows, it will not shine. The law does not only hear your words, it feels the vibration behind them. That is why, when you declare your money, you must clothe the picture with the fabric of gratitude, joy, and certainty. Do not stand at the river's edge with longing. Step into the stream as one who belongs and drink with joy. Say, "This money is mine now." And feel the relief, the expansion, the gladness, as if the bills were already paid, the home already secured, the dream already lived. The universe does not answer desperation. It answers joy. It does not move at the cry of fear. It moves at the song of faith. Correcting rival decrees, beloved, you may ask, what of all the careless words I have spoken in the past? What of the times I sighed, "Money never stays with me," or, "I can't afford that"? I tell you this truth, the law has no memory of yesterday when you speak a new decree today. The moment you name your good with faith, the past is dissolved. If you catch yourself speaking a rival decree, correct it instantly. Do not linger in regret. Say, "My supply is endless, and all I need comes to me now." Every correction is a stone removed from the path, a clearing of the way for your true decree to arrive unhindered. The law is not punishing, it is aligning. Consistency of word. You cannot serve two masters. You cannot decree abundance in the morning and sigh of lack at noon. To do so is to give two directions to the ship's crew, and the vessel will circle endlessly, never reaching port. Your words must be single. Your decree must be unwavering. Think of the faithful servant who waits for your order. If you say, "Bring me $10,000, and in the next breath sigh, "Money always slips away," the servant is paralyzed, holding two orders that cancel each other. But when your decree is steady, consistent, unwavering, the servant runs swiftly into the storehouse of God and returns with your blessing. Preparing the dwelling place, beloved. Once you have named your sum, seen it, felt it, and spoken it, prepare the dwelling place for its arrival. Just as a host prepares the home for an honored guest, setting the table, lighting the lamp, laying the cloth, so must you prepare your life for your money. Do not say, "One day it will come." Live as though it has arrived. Pay bills in the vibration of joy, knowing the supply flows. Arrange your affairs as one who is well provided for. Align your words and your actions, so that when the law delivers, it finds a place already prepared. This is not pretending, it is aligning. You are not deceiving yourself. You are declaring truth before it appears, and truth cannot be deceived. Gratitude as magnet. Gratitude, beloved, is the fragrance that draws the unseen into the seen. Each time you declare your money, give thanks for it as if it were already spent and enjoyed. Gratitude tells the law, the vessel is ready. Fill it now. A walk with gratitude as your cloak. Thank God for the abundance you see. Thank God for the abundance unseen. Thank God for the daily bread, and for the banquet that is yet to come. Gratitude multiplies the seed, hastens the harvest, and sweetens the fruit. The law of the now. Hear this, beloved, and write it upon the tablet of your heart. The law responds only to the vibration of now. If you say, "One day it will come," the law places it always on the horizon, and the horizon always recedes. But if you say, "It is mine now, it is here now," you draw it into the present, where manifestation takes root. Every word you speak is a receipt. If you speak in the future, the receipt is stamped pending. If you speak in the present, it is stamped paid. The law cannot deny a paid receipt, it must fulfill it. So declare, "This money is mine now, under grace, in perfect ways," and walk as one already in possession. Let your heart beat in rhythm with the vibration of having, not waiting. Beloved, by now you know that money is not a stranger in the night. It is not a cold piece of metal nor a careless slip of paper. It is vibration, clothed in form. It is spirit moving into visibility to serve you when you summon it with clarity, faith, and love. But hear me now, your decree is not only for yourself. When you learn the law, when you practice the art of naming your money with precision, your life becomes a testimony. And testimony, beloved, is the golden lamp that lights the way for others. For what good is it if you prosper silently and your neighbor still gropes in darkness? What good is it if you learn the keys of the kingdom, but hide them under your pillow? When you speak your testimony, you do not boast. You magnify the law of God. You prove the principle for another soul who longs for proof. So let me take you now into the gallery of stories, the living witness of those who called their money by name, and saw it come. The woman who called her rent a woman once came to me in great distress. Her rent was due and she had not the sum. She wept, saying, "Miss Shinn, I do not know what to do. I have prayed for help, but nothing comes." I asked her, "My dear, what exactly have you decreed?" She faltered. I only said, "I need money for my rent." I said to her, "The law is precise. Tell me what is the exact figure of your rent." She replied, $24. "Then decree it," I told her. "Say, but divine right under grace and in perfect ways, $24 now comes to me. Hold that figure. See it in your mind. Call it by name." She obeyed. She spoke the decree aloud daily with faith. Within 3 days, the exact sum came to her through an unexpected channel. She paid her rent, and her faith was born anew. Beloved, do you see? The law was not withholding. It was waiting for her to fill in the order form. Once the order was complete, the delivery was swift. The merchant who named his profit. There was a merchant who longed for greater profit in his trade. He said to me, "Florence, I am weary. My shelves are full, but my purse is empty. I have prayed for prosperity, yet nothing multiplies." I asked him, "Have you called your money by name?" He confessed he had not. He only begged for more business, more sales, more customers. I said, "Beloved, more may be one customer, more may be one sale. But if you decree a specific figure, the law will match your decree exactly." I instructed him to declare, "Be divine right under grace, and in perfect ways I now call forth $1,000 profit in my trade this month." He laughed nervously, saying, "I have never seen such a sum in a single month." I replied, "That is the very reason you must declare it. For the law is not bound by your past, it is bound by your word." He obeyed. He declared the decree daily with faith, Within 4 weeks, through a combination of large orders, unexpected buyers, and favorable circumstances, his profit exceeded the $1,000 he had named. His eyes shone as he told me, "The law is alive. It works, beloved. Let this testimony remind you. The universe does not measure by your history. It measures by your decree." The student who reversed her words, another came to me, a young student of the law, saying, "Miss Shinn, I have spoken faithfully, but my money does not come. Have I done something wrong?" I listened carefully, then asked her, "Tell me the words you have been speaking." She said, "I have declared, I shall soon be prosperous." I smiled and said, "Do you not see, beloved? You have placed your prosperity on the horizon. The law obeys you exactly. You say, soon, so it keeps prosperity forever in the distance." She blushed, realizing the error. I told her, "You must speak in the present tense. Declare I am prosperous now. My money is here now." She corrected her decree at once. Within days, opportunities opened. A gift arrived, work increased. The flow began. Beloved, do you see? The law does not read your intention. It reads your word. If you place your good in the future, it remains in the future. But when you call it into the present, it manifests in the present. The servant who doubled his wages, a humble servant, once said to me, "I desire to earn more, but my wages are fixed. My employer cannot raise them." I told her, "Do not limit God by the purse of man. Your employer is but one channel. The supply is infinite. Call your wages by name." She asked, "How shall I call them?" I said, "Declare by divine right under grace, and in perfect ways, my wages are doubled, and supply comes to me from every direction." She obeyed. She spoke it daily, though her employer said nothing of a raise. But within weeks, she was offered part-time work elsewhere, in hours that suited her perfectly, doubling her income. Her employer later increased her wages as well. The decree had gone forth, and channels opened on every side. Beloved, when you call your money by name, do not bind it to one channel. The law is infinite. Let it come in ways you expect and ways you never dreamed. Why testimony matters, beloved. I share these stories not to amuse, but to prove. For many walk in doubt, saying, "Will this work for me?" And testimony is the living answer: yes, it works, and it will work for you. The law is no respecter of persons. It does not bless one and withhold from another. It obeys the decree of whosoever dares to declare with faith. When you hear these testimonies, let them not pass as tales. Let them awaken your own decree. For what another has done, you can do. The same law that answered them waits to answer you. The discipline of persistence, beloved, many declare once, and when the money does not fall from the sky in the hour, they grow weary and faint. But the law is not a vending machine that clinks at the push of a button. The law is a faithful servant who obeys when the order is clear and consistent. You do not plant a seed and dig it up the next day to see if it has sprouted. You water it. You trust the soil. You wait with certainty, knowing the harvest is as sure as the sunrise. So with your decree, speak it daily joyfully, with thanksgiving, not with strain, not with pleading, but with the quiet certainty of one who knows the law cannot fail. If delay comes, do not call it denial. Delay is only the law rearranging circumstances, preparing channels, aligning people, clearing obstacles. Your decree is not forgotten. It is being fulfilled. Correcting the atmosphere, beloved. Your words are the decree, but your atmosphere is the soil. If you decree prosperity but live in an atmosphere of complaint, you choke the seed. Do not say, "Money is scarce, times are hard." Do not sigh, "Nothing ever works for me." Such words are rival decrees, and they scatter your harvest. Instead, keep your atmosphere clear. Fill your home with words of gratitude. Speak of supply, not of lack. Speak of increase, not of struggle. Even the walls of your dwelling will echo back the vibration you set. Let them echo abundance, joy, and certainty. The picture expanded, beloved. Let your mental picture not be a coin but a treasure. If you desire $100, see it. But if you desire 10,000, dare to see it. Do not limit God by your smallness of vision. Picture your bills paid with ease. Picture the home furnished with beauty. Picture the bank account filled. Picture your table spread with plenty. The law does not tire of large orders. It delights in clarity. A cup is as easy to fill as a bucket as easy as a fountain. The only limit is the vessel you dare to hold in mind. The power of joy, beloved. Do not forget that joy is the magnet. You cannot decree in gloom and expect a harvest of light. You cannot call money by name while shrouded in despair. Each time you speak your sum, let joy rise in your heart as if it were already here. Dance if you must. Sing if you must. Let laughter clothe your decree. For the universe hears not only the word but the music behind it. A decree clothed in joy moves swiftly. A decree wrapped in heaviness moves slowly. The final testimony. A man once said to me, "Florence, I tried your teaching and it did not work." I asked him, "Tell me exactly what you did." He said, "I declared, money comes to me, but each time I did, I thought of my debts, of my failures, of how unlikely it was, and my heart grew heavy." I told him gently, "You did not decree. You doubted. The law does not obey doubt, it obeys faith. When you call your money by name, you must see it, feel it, rejoice in it as though it were already here. The law does not read your lips, it reads your vibration." He understood. He changed his decree. He spoke with joy. He pictured with clarity. He corrected his words when doubt crept in. In time, his debts were paid, his work increased, and his life transformed. Beloved, the law did not fail him. He had failed the law by mixing his decree with rival words. But once he became single-minded, the law answered with precision. Closing charge. Beloved soul, you have now heard the testimonies of those who dared to call their money by name, and saw the law obey. Let these witnesses be as lamps along your path. Do not delay. Do not wander in vague asking. Name your sum, speak it, picture it, clothe it in joy. Correct your words when they falter. Persist until the harvest arrives, and when it does, for it shall, tell your story. Share your testimony. Prove the law for another. In this way, the circle widens, the light grows, and the kingdom of heaven is revealed on earth through the precision of God's unfailing law. Beloved, the treasury of heaven waits. The molds are ready, the garments are cut, the servant stands at the door. All that remains is your decree. Call your money by name, and let the law do the rest.